Welcome to the Purposed Audacity podcast, where we aim to nurture, amplify voices, and inspire our community to stand boldly in their Christian identity. Join Brian and Charmian Marie weekly as they have riveting discussions surrounding healing, restoration, and purpose. This is Purposed Audacity, powered by PAJE Magazine. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Purposed Audacity. This is episode 11. I am Charmian Marie.
I'm Brian.
So we have been discussing a lot of hard-hitting topics since the year began, and of course this one is no different though.
I mean, I don't know if it's hard-hitting versus just...
It's very direct.
It's direct, but
yeah.
It's like, it's more, yo, these are our thoughts on where this thing is. So, as a matter of fact, hear what? Sure, man.
Right.
What's the topic?
The topic is, do you believe Jamaica still has a gospel music industry?
Okay.
Let me ask it again, because there was uber silence on the page. Like literally, you saw people liking, you saw people under it saying, hey, I'm just here for the comments. Nobody commented. And for me, like I expected silence, but it was really hilarious how a person responded. Because of course it's touchy because yes, let's get into that.
Yeah, man, because I feel like I believe Jamaica does still have a gospel music industry.
Firstly, what constitutes a gospel music industry like in our country?
Well, Miss Gospel Artist or Miss Artist, singer-songwriter.
Wow.
I think you should tell us what does.
Wow, did not expect that.
What is considered as a gospel music industry?
Wow. All right. I would say, and I'm going to use US as well as Trinidad, funny enough, or some of the rest of the Caribbean, to kind of in my example. Now, I would say that a gospel music industry is a well-organized and well-oiled machine that allows for persons to release music, release information about themselves, have their own, ministries being put forward and stuff like that, and it being not necessarily regulated, but appreciated in a specific space and pushed accordingly. So a gospel music industry therefore has many players, so fine, you have the creatives, you have the people, the musicians, the artists and singer-songwriters and all of that, but then you also have the events, you also have the media houses, you also have a lot of those different outlets that allow for the perpetuation and the pushing and the coming together of all of these players, so that one message, which is the gospel, can be pushed forward in a systematic and strategic way. Yo, that would have sound like
hey, if you want your bachelor's in gospel music industry, right here. Whoa. Let's go. We'll create the courses.
So saying that to say, funny enough, as much as you have many persons in the US and many persons in like Trinidad or whatever, like I really love how Trinidad has really pushed them. You have Positive, Nathaniel, Fisherman projects and all these things. A lot of persons, right? You have Samuel Medas from Guyana.
You have Jay Prince.
Yeah, you have a lot of them, and they come together, and they come together on events. They collaborate on songs. They do all of that. But then beyond those collaborations and stuff, you have events that they come together on. You get what I'm saying? So you feel like they're moving together, and you feel like they're collectively being pushed. And everybody has their way of shining. Everybody has their unique flavor adding to the pot. No, and then it's the same thing for even the US. So you have things like Reach Records. You have so many labels and stuff that really help to Humble Beast. I mean, I haven't heard a lot from them recently, but yeah, you have so many labels, right? You have so many labels and so many platforms that push the gospel music industry and stuff. So you're seeing what people are putting out. You're feeling like you're a part of their journey and stuff. Here in Jamaica, you feel like everybody just do them own thing, and like everybody. Well, and thankfully with the pandemic, more persons are coming to a same level where you know what, you have the internet as your quote unquote gatekeeper. Yeah, one gatekeeper, which is the internet. So it's just a matter of how you use it. So some people do them lives. Many persons have started shows like Kevin Downswell, Jermaine Edwards, DJ Nicholas, whatever, Ryan Mark. Well, yeah, those prominent ones, fine. You see them talking a lot more and stuff, and people being able to journey with them because they're building their brand. But then to say that you're having a concerted coming together, so that everybody is journeying with these events and whatever. I don't see it as much as we used to. I see a lot of corporate entities pushing events, and now these artists are invited. And more people having events on their own platforms. But to say that it's
one move.
It's
one
missing.
Push.
It's missing.
It's one push. I get that. And thank you for explaining that. I feel like I just got certified in that post.
Wow, guys.
Because it's true. I do love the model of like it's everybody one move together. Everybody. I feel like in some spaces it's happening like that.
Right.
Where even just recently I saw I think it's Kevin. Yes, I saw Kevin Dozer put up a video of two other gospel artists, John Mark Wigan and Flavia. Putting them up a video they did together, saying that hey, this is part of the future of gospel music, especially in Jamaica, the future of reggae gospel music and things. And I love that because it shows that they understand that they are. I mean, even if you don't say it out to your mouth, you are connected. You are well connected and stuff. And your following is large. So when you are more also promoting even the younger ones coming up who are actually putting out excellence, like really good stuff, it shows that, like people actually like them want to move together. But as I said, it's in different spaces. You don't see it like fully collectively coming together saying, it's one move, one goal, boom, 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 boom. You are right also in the sense of it's only, and I don't even know if I would call it a freeway, not a gatekeeper. It's one freeway. It's like a gatekeeper because the thing is that there are no more gatekeepers. When you really think about it, there are so many platforms. There's TikTok, there's Snapchat, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, and more. There are more creatives coming out, more photographers, more videographers, more you need to call me. Anyways, but there are more people coming out and helping and want to create with other people and what have you. And I mean, I pray that they are not taken advantage of, but they are there, and because of this, you can have more lives happening. You can have more YouTube lives and more connection. And I love the fact that you're right in the sense of you are getting to connect with people in a different way. I mean, Kevin Downswell was having, I think, every Monday or I don't remember the day, but at every time at that day, he would come on the live and we'll be praying for people and stuff like that. Jermaine Edwards, you see, and not that he didn't talk about gospel more or what have you, or if you know him in person, but you see actually even on his social a bit more, actually talking more about the gospel and talking even more about the Bible. And so you're getting just different perspectives, especially from that artist, outside of just the music, bringing the gospel in itself. So I believe we still have a gospel, there is still gospel music in Jamaica. The industry part of it, I feel like it still needs work. I feel like it still needs that coming together. I also feel like people think that there is only specific things that they should be doing in the gospel music industry.
Elaborate on that.
Meaning, everybody either want to sing, somebody want to, it's either them want to sing or be the artist, and somebody want to, or as I just said, creatives, being the one that's the person doing the video, or you want to be the musician, or what's the next thing? Or you want to be the musician, And normally those are the top three things, kinda. You know, so the artist, the musicians, and maybe the person who is taking the video or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're forgetting that it has a lot more to it. Like, gospel music industry need managers. Gospel music industry need managers, people who are trustworthy, booking agents. They need people who can.
More journalists as well.
They need more journalists. They need people who can talk about certain events. They need event organizers who can plan.
And promoters.
Promoters. There are so many other let's call them quote unquote background personnels that are necessary in the thing. And you don't have to be the artist. You don't have to be the this, the that. And I feel like that's one of the things that will build the industry itself. When we get more persons doing the background work, when we get more persons who are interested to see excellence in how the set looks, excellence in how people possibly get paid, excellence in how people are facilitated, hospitality, excellence in how people are managed, and knowing how to time people and all that, making sure that the vocalists make sure that them get to rehearse and organize that and them something there. We need more people who can do that, because it's not just the artists and what have you. And what you do find is that for a lot of the artists, they're the ones doing all of that.
And because they're doing all of that, they're not able to really flow in their creativity and to also spend time in God so that they can be even more impactful.
Yes.
So it's I'm happy that you're mentioning the behind the scenes personnel, because my next point was that we need to address why the gospel music industry that we did have or that was growing no longer really exists. Because funny enough, this breaking away happened prior to the pandemic, or it at least started. Because remember, we had Fun in the Sun, we had Fun in the Sun, we had Godsplash, we had a lot of those prominent events. Recharge. I mean, I know Recharge happened the other day. Yeah, it happened the other day, right? And with that said, so we have those events that are fine, still, existent and stuff. Thanks to Jamaica Youth for Christ, and shout out to y'all. And some other, entities that have just really always been there on the ground and stuff. But our reality is that a lot of the industry fell away because of many variables. Fine, there will always be personal variables, but we also have to wonder how are artists treating our musicians, how are artists treating or management or whatever treating our artists, how are the media houses treating our artists when they come for an interview and stuff. How are, you get what I'm saying? Like, how
are
the dynamics
spaces for our artists?
Right. Well, I know that I've seen a lot more studio spaces coming up or whatever. But I mean, I'm saying that to say, like, a lot of the industry has fallen apart because of interpersonal relations and what some would call a lack of love in the community and in the kingdom. So a lot of persons you'll find to have actually fallen away from either Christendom or just don't want anything to do with something called an industry. Like, I'll be very transparent with you. Like, I've had conversations with persons where I say, yo, I just want to make my music and put stuff on YouTube, and I'm good, I don't need the bag of touring, I don't need the bag of thing or whatever. And find it not to say that I am my waist can make happy, right? But at the same time, I've heard from other very talented musicians that they feel the same way, because they feel like based on how persons treat people in the industry or have treated them in the past, they don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to be associated with that. So I feel that the gospel music industry here in Jamaica has stayed away or stayed dormant or whatever, because people are potentially not willing to rebuild it because of the traumas that other people have experienced. So I think that that's definitely something that we need to address somehow collectively. But it's kind of awkward because, of course, where is the collective, right? So I think with that said, rebuilding a gospel music industry, if we want to, because again, everybody has their own platform, but I think especially if we want to really have a united push and all of that, I think it might actually be necessary, and so it would actually need to start with individual artists and individual people who don't even want to refer to themselves as artists, but individual ministers, whether you're ministering through photography, videography, or you sing a songwriter, or you're a studio owner or something like that. It literally will take each one of us playing our part in a loving way and in a way that respects others. Another thing is that people don't want to be a part of the industry because they believe that the industry don't pay. You know, just like they say church people don't pay. They say, people love to take advantage of people. No, it's a real thing. Like, and so that's why you find a lot of our musicians who are highly skilled and who have spent so much time improving the craft, not for them playing for secular artists and touring with them and living the life and whatever, because they were not appreciated in the gospel music industry here in Jamaica. And you don't see that much overseas. You see a lot of the persons who maybe playing for like a transformation church or whatever. You don't really see them in secular circles playing music or whatever. I mean, I don't follow all of them, right? But what I'm saying is that they are treated well, they are paid well, and they feel like they're part of a community and they are respected in that. Are we respecting each individual player in the gospel music industry, or were we? So there are a lot of variables, as I said, in terms of why it broke down and stuff. But again, it all comes down to interperson dynamics.
Yeah, and I think there's also a place where a lot of persons there are no gatekeepers, but there are persons who are connectors. There are persons who are connectors. So you may not be an artist, or you may not be a this or you are that, but you can connect people with people. So you can you know a good videographer that you can connect with the artist, or you know a good studio that the artist can go to, or you know an artist that can do this for this place or this event, and so and you start. It's just start by connecting people and kind of helping to build that relationship with people.
Rebuild relationships.
Yeah, man, because that's what really happened. As I said, it's like there are a lot of people who were just connecting with each other.
Right.
There are a lot of people who were just in the studio. They weren't no artist, no manager, maybe a manager or stuff.
Right.
But even so, they were connecting people together.
Right.
And they were making it work,
Right.
So I see a thing where, as I say, is not so much that the industry is. I believe it's gonna go back to a place where there's gonna be, yes, you're gonna see more stuff coming out. And the thing about it now, a lot of people are more independent now, so you're gonna see a lot of even more independent labels coming out. But my heart is at a place to see where it goes. It's a united push of the gospel music, Jamaica's gospel music. One united push. Right. All of us on the same page. We're already seeing the diversity and the stuff. I just want to say, we're already seeing diversity and stuff that's happening now. This guy named Prince Saj went on Magnum, a secular show event, DJ, and he's in the finals right now. Nice. And every lyric is about Jesus, it's about God, and he might cut lyrics like sharp cutlass, cut bush. The man sick, the man turn up. But I love that diversity is coming out and that other people are seeing him and saying like, whoa,
he's standing for God.
I'm standing for God in a secular thing. Yeah, even that stuff like that, we definitely want to see. Even Christians going into some even secular competitions or whatever, are just a different place of the environment as the Lord leads you, and impacting that environment with Jesus.
Because that's what we're called to do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And well, I'm happy that you mentioned diversity, because that was my final point that I wanted to bring up. A lot of persons found the gospel music industry very restrictive in terms of sound. If you don't sound like the old school type of reggae or tuku whatever, then you're not considered as what Jamaicans would accept. And I'll speak transparently here. Like, there was a time when I was working on some music, and I was told straight up that Jamaicans will never like my music. And it hurt me because I'm like, I'm from Jamaica, so if my people ain't liking my music, then what me I do, you know? But at the same time, I wasn't willing to fit myself into a box. Like, I'm versatile. I can do reggae. I have done sing-jing or whatever, but I also love R&B. I love ethereal sound. I love like all of that. So most of my music is fusion, you know? And so our reality is that like I wasn't going to dim down what I know I was receiving from the Lord to then fit into an industry that I was told would never really accept my sound anyway. And so that's no too. I'm recognizing that you're having a lot more persons coming up from the underground and whatever, and like, you know, just branching out with their type of music and whatever. You mentioned Flavia earlier and whatever, like she has just a very unique sound, and her music and her strummings are just so unique and stuff. You know, John Mark was on too, like he's a beautiful worshiper and stuff like that, and sound different. We're talking about Victor Brown, him love trap, him love, you get what I'm saying, and things that are not readily Jamaican. But at the same time, like it's an international sound. So how can we, as Jamaicans and as a gospel music industry based in Jamaica, recognize that our people see beyond borders, just like Christianity is beyond borders? And so we just have to recognize that we are Jamaicans making international music, and how do we push that? Because if the US has been able to do it, if the rest of the Caribbean, listen to me, have you listened to Nathaniel Fisherman and listen to his music? His music do just overtly sound Trinidadian. It is so international, you know, but at the same time they recognize him as a solid Trinidadian artist, you know. So how do we come together to support the fact that we are dynamic individuals and we create in dynamic ways and stuff, but it all is united by the fact that we are all Jamaican and we all love Jesus and want to impact the world for Jesus and further the kingdom.
Yeah man, like bring gospel music industry back
in a healthy way. Bring the Jamaican gospel music industry back. I know there's some people, you never gone. Alright, if you're not gone, bring it up. We want it up better. Yeah man, we want to see a united push. We'd love to see more persons even being interested in the background of the thing and not just the front and center stage. And at the end, a lot to do. Because there is a lot to do. And at the end of the day, this is all for Jesus. This is all for God. No matter what we have to do in the technical sense of the things, it should always be and forever be for God. And I love the fact that you talk about the diversity about it, and because the industry will now have to open up to that, open up to how people are different and how the styles are different, but it's the same push, it's the same gospel being put out there, it's the same. We love Jesus and we want you to love him too. From Jamaica. Guys. So that's pretty much it. We hope you guys enjoyed this discussion.
I mean, you share your thoughts. I know. Even though we didn't hear much in the Instagram comments, trust me, you guys, come on, share your thoughts. We know you're out there. Let us know. Let us hear what you have to say about the gospel music industry in Jamaica.
All right, guys. So we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Thanks for watching that episode of Purpose Audacity, guys.
We really appreciate your support and we want to encourage you to keep watching.
Alright, so remember to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below, alright?
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It helps us to build this community, expand this community, and above all of that, make an impact for the kingdom.
That's right.